All right, my name is Kate with Scotland Rye Marketing. Today I am going to be going over website customization with you. So this is going to go over how to customize and add some additional pages to your KW website, okay? Um, Again, if you need to find this recording, you can find that on our YouTube channel. I'll drop this in the link one more time for anybody new that has just hopped on. As we're going through class, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. If you see me skip over them, I'm going to make sure we have plenty of time at the end of class for questions. Sometimes I'll answer those if they're quick. Otherwise, I'll save it for the end just to make sure we can stay on track and get through all of the content while everyone is here. And then if anyone has additional questions, we can go through that at the end, okay? So first thing is first, we want to log into our command platform, okay? So agent.kw.com. This is where you will access and make edits to your KW website. If you were to go to your KW website, we'll go to Scott's here. There is a login feature. However, this is a consumer login feature. So you do not have a login for this unless you create one like client would or consumer. And logging into that is not going to give you the ability to edit any of the pages or information in the KW site, okay? So all of your KW website changes are going to be handled within the command platform itself, okay? Now, first things first is you want to make sure that all of the information that is pulling to your KW site about you are correct. So your details, your photo, your hyperlinks, your About Me page, which will appear up here. It just does not on Scott's. You will have an About Me page. All of that information is going to pull from your marketing profile in Command, okay? So to access your marketing profile, you'll click on the drop down by your name. You're going to go into Settings. From there, you're going to go to Connect Settings and Marketing Profile. Now, you'll want to make sure this is toggled on. You have a little green light here. You'll want to make sure you have all of your necessary information plugged in. Now, we're not going to go through this one by one. We do cover the marketing profile in depth in our command setup, website setup class. So you can check that out if you need help. But definitely make sure all of this information is updated. If you have your bio, this will pull to that About Me page. So again, you want to make sure it's updated here. Market center details, phone number, email, your social media links that are pulling to those hyperlink buttons within your contact form, as well as up here in the top right corner, okay? And make sure those are updated in your marketing profile. If you're an office that requires compliance, legal footer links, images, you want to make sure those are added in the marketing profile. Those will pull to this section down here. As you can see, we're seeing those links. Whoops, and I'm clicking. You'll see those links, standard operating procedure, consumer protection, the information about brokerage services. If you are in Texas, those should most likely be on your footer. Your photos, other information that you need to include, all of that will be added in the marketing profile, okay? So in here, Google Analytics, all of those things. Once your marketing profile is 100% up to date and all of your information is there that you'd like, you just hit that save button. It's going to go ahead and let you know that that was updated. Any updates to the marketing profile can take anywhere from usually they're pretty quick. However, we have seen them sometimes in weird cases take up to 72 hours to update. So just keep that in mind if you're making changes and you're not seeing them right away. Maybe give it an hour and come back. If it's still not, again, sometimes it can take a little while. All right, let's move back to our home page. And from here, we want to actually jump into our KW website. Okay, so we're going to go to the website's applet on the left-hand side. Looks like this little icon right here. You can also hit this red and white KW and view all of those icons at once in case you're not familiar with them. Now, once we click that, you'll see we have my website. We can see that our URL is listed right here. We can come in and edit our agent site here. However, these edits are going to be very surface level and basic. We do cover that again in our website setup class. So if you're interested in how to adjust that information, definitely check that class out. We're going to go ahead and head into settings though. And from here, we're going to go ahead and hit edit my website. And we're going to be redirected to what KW refers to as the expert mode, okay? You'll also hear us call it the website dashboard, but this is where you come to make additional enhancements to your website, okay? So you can create custom content, pages, and just do way more customization than what you can do under the settings button, okay? Other things on this page are going to just be your subdomain, your app URL, some simple preferences that you can adjust, as well as forced registration. Again, we cover all of this in depth in our website setup class, so if you'd like to check that out, you can definitely head there for all of that information. We are primarily going to hang out here in the website dashboard or expert mode for the rest of today's class, though, okay? And primarily, just so you guys, if you're following along, can kind of stay with us, we're going to primarily be taking a look at this quick start area and these different options right here, okay? We'll also take a quick look at some of the information down here probably, but we're primarily going to hang out up here, okay? So if you are following along. The first custom page that we want to create to add to our KW website is going to be this very last one. It's called Template, Why Work with KW. Now, anytime you see the word template listed here, these pages are pretty much created for you. There's not a lot that you're going to have to adjust or edit, if anything at all. In a lot of cases, you can simply come into these pages and publish them as they are, okay? So this is the first one we're going to take a look at. We're going to go ahead and click on the Why Work with KW template. And once we do that, you're going to see that we're opening a new tab, okay? We'll see at the top what this specific page that we're on is called. So we'll see New Custom Page, Template, Why Work with KW, Why Keller Williams, okay? You'll see that in clicking on that template, it's giving us a preview on the right-hand side, and this page is pretty much created for you. So you don't have to edit anything at all on this page if you don't want to. If you wanted to publish this page exactly as it is, you just go ahead and hit publish, okay? So you're not required to make any changes here. However, if you would like to, we're going to go through how to maybe adjust a couple of things before we hit publish. So first thing, we're going to have a page title. Now you'll have a page title on pretty much every page that you create within the command website, okay? So you'll see this quite a bit today. It says why work with why Keller Williams. It also shows that over here on the preview. Now we can change that if we want to, or we can leave it as it is. We'll also see we have an internal name. Internal name is for you. It is only for you. So you could change this if you wanted to. This is just letting you know when you're looking for this page what it's called within the dashboard. Next, you have description. Now, there's not currently a description. It would appear right under this Keller Williams. So if we wanted to update that, we could. You could type out whatever you want. And, oh, it looked like it removed it, which is weird. I should have just added it. Now, one thing I want to show you right now is this little eye is spinning. Anytime that eye is spinning, it's trying to update your preview to show you whatever change you just made. Might be a little glitch right here, but it should be putting that text right here underneath, oops, right here underneath that Why Keller Williams. Now, if we move down, we can see our page header. We can see hide title. So if we wanted to turn that title off that says Why Keller Williams, we can toggle that button off. As you can see, it disappears. We can add that back. We can also add a background image. So if we wanted to grab a photo, we can go ahead and grab one. I'll do upload and choose file. This is going to allow me to pull a photo from my computer and upload. Now, once I have that, I can go ahead and just hit upload. You'll see I have my preview here. I can add an internal name if I want, but I'm just going to upload as is. And then we'll give that eye a second. It's going to put that photo right behind that text, okay? So this is optional. You don't have to add it. And then moving down into our page contents, that's going to be everything below the title up here. So if we go ahead and click this, you'll see that we're brought to the Why Work with a Keller Williams Agent. It's simple. So you can change that if you want to. You can also adjust the text. So if there's something in here you'd like to remove or edit, maybe you don't like all the extra spaces that this template has. You can remove all of those spaces. We get questions on that often. You do not have to have all of those spaces. You can certainly remove them and it will bunch it together. You can also within here add photos. So we have our Y4C2Ts. If we wanted to add an image below that, or if we wanted to just replace that with an image, we can. So I have an image on my computer for that. I'm going to go ahead and click this insert image icon. And from there, I'm going to upload, same as before. And I'm going to find that photo that I want to include. I could do this instead if I wanted to. And this one, we're just going to hit upload again, save and close. And that's going to plug that photo into my design or my page. That's really large. You can come in and adjust this if you want to by hitting the little pencil. Usually you can adjust that down here in image enhancements. You can kind of use the alignment. This will allow you to kind of change it a little bit. So if I just do, let's try landscape center, see if that adjusts it correctly. And sometimes you got to play around with these a little bit, but as you can see, that makes it a little bit nicer. It fits the space better. So we could do that instead. Now we already have a contact form added to this page. So if we were done now, we could go ahead and, like I said, hit publish. Now you did not have to make any of these changes. You could have published it as is, but I like to show you guys a little bit of the customization. So now we would just hit that publish button. I'm not going to publish this page or any pages today, but when you hit that publish page, you will then see a green banner right here at the top, and it will let you know that that page has been successfully published. Now, once you've published these custom pages, it has to be a custom page. They should appear on your KW website under the More tab within about 30 minutes, okay? So you don't have to do anything for them to appear there. They should show up within about 30 minutes. I'm not going to publish, so we're going to hit this red KW to go back to our main dashboard. And we're going to jump into our next page, okay? So the next page we're going to take a look at together is going to be the template for the HTML mortgage calculator, okay? So we're going to go ahead and click on that template. And in clicking on that, we're going to see similar things. So we have the page title up top, or the name of our custom page that we're working on. We have our page title. Now, this specific template does not actually have a page title displayed, okay? So it's currently turned off. You can see page header. We can add that, and then it will add this mortgage calculator text above that. Now, this is optional because it's obviously not necessarily needed because it says mortgage calculator at the top. So that is up to you if you'd like to turn that on or leave it off. You can, of course, add a photo, same as our last page if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back to none and remove that because it's kind of repetitive. And then down in the rest of this mortgage calculator, you'll see that there is really nothing to edit, okay? So this is a template created by KW. It provides all of the information that you need there so that you don't have to do anything. I'm not sure why that just went away because I didn't change anything. See if we can get it back. There we go. So it will pull all of this for you. There's nothing you have to do for this specific page, okay? And then it does have a contact form as well, okay? Now this contact form is going to be a default contact form. It cannot be customized or edited. However, you can pull this form into any page that you'd like to, okay? The information on here can't be customized or adjusted without going through your marketing profile for these details, okay? This is the only section that can be adjusted. Now, again, similar to the last page, there is very minimal work that you'll have to do on this page. It is basically done for you. Once you're done, go ahead and hit that publish button, and that will put that page onto your KW website, again, under that More tab. And it will look exactly like this here, okay? They can go through and adjust this, take a look at it, and they can even fill out the contact form if they'd like to, okay? And again, I won't be publishing, so we're going to go ahead and hit the KW to go back. And we're going to keep moving to our next page. All right, now we've covered the why work with KW and the mortgage calculator. The next template we want to take a look at together is going to be this download my app template, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. And again, KW has made this so easy for you to add these specific custom content pages to your site because you literally don't have to edit anything. You can just publish as is. But we're going to go through it. You can adjust your title. Again, it is not displaying. However, if you wanted to turn it on for this one, you can. That's totally up to you. That will add that at the top. So this one's a little different because it doesn't say the same thing right here. So you can add it if you want to. You can add that background photo if you want. However, it might clash a little bit with this one. So up to you. And then down below, we have the download my app. This is a module that you cannot edit, okay? And it is going to automatically pull this from your marketing profile. So this QR code will not appear until you've published the page and it is live on your website, okay? It should pull the same QR code that is available at the bottom of your website so that anytime someone scans that QR code, they are directed to download the KW Consumer app and they're downloading your branded consumer app. So it should set you as the agent and keep you in the know as to what they're doing and if they've registered, all of that good stuff. Okay. So again, right here where that blank space is, it will add a QR code once this is live on your site. Okay. Now this one doesn't have a contact form, so this is all that this page has. So if you wanted to add a contact form on this page, I'm going to show you how to do that. You can go ahead and come over here to page contents and hit add module. Okay, so we're going to go and click that. Now once we do that, we'll see a list of different types of modules. We're going to go all the way to the bottom where we find a list of modules right here. So additional modules. And we want to take a look at this one that says form, okay? So we're going to click on that one. And once we've added the form, we still have to add the specific form that's going to be pulling. So we're going to click where this little drop down is. And we should only see a default agent contact title. I'm not sure why it pulls twice, but they are the exact same. So it does not matter which one you click on. If we go ahead and click that, it's going to pull that contact form that we've been seeing on the other pages and put it at the bottom, okay? So not only do we have the option for them to scan and download our app, if they want to reach out to us directly instead, they can go ahead and fill out the form. Now, anyone that completes a contact form or anything else on your KW site, you will be notified of those interactions directly through your command platform under your little notification bell, okay? Now, again, we don't have to add the contact form. That's up to you. You don't have to add the download my app. You can remove that. Once we're done, we just go ahead and hit publish, okay? Within 30 minutes, it's on your website live so people can access it. Again, not publishing, so I'm going to go back to our dashboard home screen. And the next page we want to take a look at is going to be the home valuation tool, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click this one here. And you'll see that this page, again, is populating most of the information that we need, okay? So title, it's not showing. So again, if you want to turn it on, you can. You can add a photo behind this one if you'd like to. Since there isn't really any image here, that one is optional for you. Same process as the other pages. If you'd like to pull anything, we'll just grab this random photo for a second. Oh, never mind. It doesn't like my photo, so we'll leave that one blank. You can add that background photo to the back of the home valuation. You can also turn it back off if you don't want to have that. Now, next is the ready to discover your home's value. If we go ahead and click that drop down, we can only adjust the text that is displaying. So where it says ready to discover your home's value, you can change what that says if you'd like. You can also change the let's find your home to get started. Okay, so you can change both of those items. Now, once someone comes to your KW website and fills this out, it will either give them an estimate of what their home value may be, or it will let them know that the system couldn't generate enough information, and the agent will reach out to them with more additional details, okay? Either way, you should be notified again in your command platform of those interactions on your website. And then you can reach out to the client or the consumer and provide more information or more accurate details of what their home value is, okay? Now, similar to the last page, this one does not have a contact form. So if you'd like to add that, you just hit that add module, scroll down, grab the form, and then you have to pull in the specific form, okay? And that will add that right below so that not only can they enter their home, they can also just provide you with their information and you can reach out, okay? Again, publish when you're done. We're going to go ahead and go back. Now, the next page that I want to create with you guys is going to be the local school search, okay? So this one is a little bit different. It's not going to be a template per se. The first thing we want to do is we want to go to the school search website. So I will drop this link in the chat for you guys. Now, once you're on this website, you want to scroll down until you see the school search or school data widget, okay? And then we want to start editing this information. So find your local area, city, state, or zip code that you would like to highlight. I'm going to go ahead and do Orlando today. And one thing I want to point out is it currently says Austin, Texas in this code down below. Once we generate, that's going to update. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to make sure that this code is the updated one. Now, next we want to choose the size of our widget. Okay, now we generally recommend a custom size of 800 by 800. And then you can also adjust the background. And by background, it's pretty much just this border that you're seeing around the map. You can change that color. So if you want something that goes a little bit better with your site, you can switch it up and find a different color. Now we can go ahead and generate code, but as you can see, once we adjusted our width, we're now seeing Orlando in our iframe, okay? So it's already updated, but you can of course hit that generate just to make sure. Now, once you have your updated code with your city, state, zip code included in it, we're gonna just highlight all of that and we're gonna copy, okay? Now that we have our code, we're going to go back to our website dashboard. And this time, instead of doing a template, we're going to still be in the quick start, but we're going to hit custom page. Okay. And we have to create our title because this page is a completely blank page. There's nothing on it. Okay. So let's go ahead and name this Orlando School Search. It will update the internal name to match. I can change it if I'd like to. If we want to put a description, we can. Again, that should put it right below. Let's see if it works. Yes, so it should put it right below, like I was trying to show you on the first page we did. You can again add a photo if you want to. Let's see if we can get a different one to load. We'll just go with our generic KW one just to keep it simple since I know that one works. So again, if you want a background photo behind that page title, you can add that. Obviously, this doesn't really make sense, so I probably wouldn't add this one, but just so you know how to do it again. And now we're going to add module, okay? Now this time we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom for that list of them again. But this time instead of form, we want to click on this HTML embed, okay? Now, anytime we pull in a module, we still have to create the contents of that module, okay? So as you can see, we still have to pull something into this. In this case, if we already created it, we can go ahead and grab it. But since we're creating this brand new from scratch, we're going to hit Create New. Now it's going to open a new page within the dashboard, and you'll see that it says New HTML Embed Module, okay? So we can name this. I'm just going to do school search because I have another one that says Orlando. And we're going to do 610 just so we know, because again, internal, this is only for us to see. And we're going to click here where it says raw HTML. We're going to right click and paste. And we should get a preview in just a second of that same school search that we had on that website, okay? Now this is aligned left. If we want to have that central or centered in our page, we're going to click at the beginning of the raw HTML, and we're going to do the greater or less than with center in between. So this little section right here, and that is going to put that school widget in the center of our page, okay? So again, greater than, less than, center typed out in between, and that just goes right before the iframe. You do not have to put it at the end. Now, once we have our school search created, our module for the HTML embed, I am going to publish this one, and you'll get to see a glimpse of what that publish looks like. You'll see published June 10th, 1:29 p.m. And now we're going to go back, okay? We've published that. Now, we don't see it here, so we still have to grab it, okay? Now that we've created it, we have to pull it in. Now, it should populate, there it goes, at the top of your modules, okay? So it should be the first one for you to grab. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And once we do that, it should update our page with that school search. Now with this school search, it is interactive. If they are not looking specifically in Orlando, they can move the map around and find the area they are interested in. They can zoom out, zoom in. They can also view the list of schools, and they can also just do a search. So maybe they are in Texas. They can adjust this school search to find whatever area they are interested in, okay? Now, once we are done with adding that, of course, as we've done previously, we can add that contact form just in case. Never hurts, in my opinion, to have that on your pages. So go ahead and pull that in. And then we'll add it to the bottom. And now that we are done with that, we can again go ahead and hit that publish button. And then we will have the local school search for Orlando on our KW website, okay? All right, I'm gonna go back. Again, if you guys have questions as we're going, drop those in the chat. We will have time at the end usually to come back to that. All right, the next page I want to cover with you guys how to create is going to be a property landing page, okay? Now again, we're hanging out in this quick start area within the dashboard or the expert mode, and we see property landing page template. Now this is the first landing page that we've taken a look at for today's class. The difference in a landing page and a custom page is that the landing page is a standalone website, meaning that will not be added directly to your KW website, and there's not currently a direct way to add that to your site. So it is a standalone website that you can direct clients to for a property or something else if you'd like to. Generally, a property is the most likely that you're going to use it for. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and click on that property landing page template. And it's going to open a new window focus. Now, once we do that, you'll see that it is pulling some information over here. But at the top over here, our information's changed a little bit because the first thing we see is featured listing, okay? So this gives us the option to search by MLS or address to pull in a specific listing. So I'm going to pull up one that I always use. You just type, oops, I cannot type. You just pull in your listing and then you can search through what pulls up for your, to find the one you're looking for. So we're going to pull this top one. And in doing that, it's going to pull everything from the MLS. Okay, so as you can see, we now have a ton of information over here. Let's go ahead and type our address here in our page title. You can put whatever you want. I'm just going to put the address. And we can do that. We'd like to put a video. We can do an image or a video if you have one of those. I'm going to go ahead and do image and we'll go ahead and pull that in. I should have this property in here. There we go. And we're giving it a second for that eye to spin. There we go. Now we have our photo at the top, as well as all of the photos from the MLS for them to look through. Okay. Now moving down, you're going to get to your content. So your property landing page core details. That is this section right here. You can adjust this slightly, okay? Instead of typing this out, I'm going to just copy it and we're going to put it here. Property title. As you can see, it plugs it in right here. Now there are a lot of different things within this section that you can hide or decide to show. So if you'd like to hide the title, the category, the price, you can hide the address, beds, baths, living area, lot size. You can even hide the description. Toggling these off or on will determine if they appear in this little section right here. So if we take that description off, as you can see, we just have a white space now. So up to you what you would like to show or would like to hide. Once that's done, we can go ahead and collapse that back up and we can take a look at our property landing agent information. So as you can see, when I click that, there's nothing that pulls up for me to edit there. That is just this section, which again is going to pull all of those details from your marketing profile. So bio, phone number, email, your socials, etc. Okay, so nothing you can edit physically on the website here. Next is your landing page or property landing image carousel. So that's these photos that are allowing us to shuffle through. Okay, so again, nothing to edit there. It's going to pull those and there's nothing you can change there. Okay, now moving down to the next section is the map. So as you can see, we have a map here. Now there's a little bit you can edit here. One, you can remove the map entirely. You can hit that minus sign and it will remove the map 100% from your page. If we add that back, we can also decide if we want to hide the boundary display line. That is going to be this blue line that appears. You can turn that off if you do not want it to display. Totally up to you. Lastly, you have your contact form that's going to appear here. And that is the end of this. You could then publish this page and share it, okay? So that's all you have to do on this one. It pulls mostly everything from your listing or the listing that you are creating this for. Once you're done, again, hit that publish button. It's going to allow you to find it and share that URL with anyone you want, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and go back. Now, the next page I want to show you guys is how to create an open house sign-in page. Now, this page is a little bit different from all of the rest because to create this, we want to actually go to our KW website. So if you click this hyperlink here and go to your physical website, you can then search for the property you're looking for. See if we can find ours. It's not pulling. There it is. One thing I want to point out is this little blue dot is going to indicate the active listing, Anything that may be appearing that was for the same address would have a sold date as well. But anytime you see that blue dot, it's indicating the active listing, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and click on that page. And as you can see, we're redirected to see all of the photos. If we scroll down, we have all of the overview of the property, including property details, history, open houses. You keep coming down, you'll have tax history, explore the neighborhood, schools, etc. Okay. Now what I want to show you is to create your open house sign-in sheet. You're going to click in your search bar. You're going to make sure you're not highlighted on anything. You're going to do a backslash, and you're going to type open house. Okay. Now once you type the backslash open house, you're going to hit enter on your keyboard. You're going to give it a second to load. And our page has changed. I can't scroll down any further. This is the entire page now. I have all of the photos from the MLS. I have the immediate details about the property, and I have a sign-in sheet, okay? So that is it. If we go ahead and type all of this information, and we check the boxes, this is it. This is your sign-in sheet for an open house. If we were to hit submit when somebody's in our open house, hit that submit button. It gives them our information again, a QR code that they can view the property on their device. They can scan that. They can shuffle the photos again. Once they're done, you can hit back to sign in. It's going to give you the same page, nothing changes. You should have a notification on your command. It may not be showing because I've already submitted this one, but you should have a command notification that you have a new sign-in, new contact in command, okay? So that is the open house sign-in. Pretty simple. Question in the chat, the www, those do not work with the KW sites. In fact, most websites these days do not require a www, but specifically if you're using them with the KW sites, they will fail. You will see an error. They're not intended to have those. So for example, if we put the www and Scott, we'll get an error message. They do not work with that www. Great question though. All right, guys, moving along, the last page I want to create with you guys before we get into questions is going to be a neighborhood page, okay? For this one, we're actually going to come back to our KW website, and I'm going to go back. We're going to come right here to our listing again. Now this one, you want to find a specific neighborhood. Now for me, the easiest way to do that is generally to find a property in that neighborhood, and then you can come down and find the neighborhood details. If we find this one, let's see, this is where we're looking, we can go ahead and do go to neighborhood. It's going to open a new tab, and it's going to allow us to explore that neighborhood. So maybe you work in a specific neighborhood, you'd like to highlight it on your site. This is a great way to do that. Find the neighborhood you're looking for, and then you can use this page to add it to your site. It's going to give you market information, listings, school info, etc. Okay. So for this next page, we're going to use this Explore South Grove east of Main. And we're going to copy this URL. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and copy. And the next thing we want to do is we want to go back to our dashboard, and this time we want to hit a custom page, okay? So again, another custom page that has no information on it. It's not a template. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And I'm actually going to come back and get this URL in a second. I'm going to copy this for now. We're going to add our page title. I'm going to put our date on our internal name. Again, your description, if you would like one or not, you can add that here. If you want to hide the page title altogether or the header, you can turn that off or hide. And then we're going to add our page contents, more specifically our module, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and click that. And we're gonna scroll down to that list again. This is primarily where we're gonna hang out today. So we're gonna come down here. Now this time, instead of doing the HTML embed, we're going to get the iframe embed, okay? So we're gonna grab that one. And same as before, it's going to allow us to pull in our contents. So we're gonna hit that and we're gonna do the same as before, create new. I'm gonna put our neighborhood name again, and I'm gonna put today's date so we can find it easily. And now we're gonna go back and grab our URL, okay? And I'm going to just paste this URL right here. Now in doing that, you'll see that I have a snapshot, or I have the full page. Basically with the iframe, I am taking this entire website address and I am plugging it into a custom page, okay? So as you can see in our image, it has the title, it has our navigation, it has that banner up top with our socials. We are pulling all of that into a custom page, okay? We're gonna go ahead and hit publish. And we get that little green banner that says it was published. So we're gonna go back. And now we need to pull it into our website, okay? So we'll give it a second. It should be the first one. There it is. And like I said, we're pulling the entire website browser into our custom page. So I want to just point out the custom navigation is going to be duplicated, okay? As you can see, if I scroll, you can see that side by side. It should be exact. It should be a mirror for each other. I'm not sure why this one isn't, but yours should be a mirror. It will have the logo twice, and all of your custom pages twice. That blue banner will also be there twice. There's currently no way to remove that because again, you are pulling this entire URL into your page, okay? So that is it. You could add a contact page, but it is going to add it all the way down here. So up to you if you'd like to add that. I can show you what that does look like just in case. So we'll grab our form, pull that in. And again, it's just because we are pulling in an entire website to our website on a page. So it puts that very far down. I'm gonna give it a second to load. So as you can see, you see the end of your page. And then if you keep coming down, there it is. So up to you if you want to do that. That is totally optional. There's no way currently to remove all that extra space with these specific types of pages just because it's pulling from the website. But once you are done and you have your neighborhood page, and of course you can remove that page title. It might look a little bit nicer if you do. I think sometimes it's easier to just have them right next to each other than having that space, but it's up to you. That is the neighborhood page though, and how to create that, okay? So from here, you would go ahead and publish, and that would then add it to your More tab on your KW website. So right here, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and go back. We're not gonna save this. All right, guys, that is our class for today. Okay, we've got 14 minutes left, so let's dive into any questions you guys have. I'll stop the recording. And if you want to jump off, if you're totally okay today, you can jump off, that's fine. But if not, pop your questions in the chat and we'll go through them. If anything comes up after we get off of here today, please reach out to our support team at support@scotlandrunmarketing.com. We would be happy to help. Thank you for coming, and let's get into some questions.